92. And then this, and then, right, 390 times 2 is 78. Yeah. And then this is 2 times what? This is 2 times 196. 196, that's right, right? 190 times 2 is, yeah, that's 2 times 196. 196 is 2 times, this is, I want to make sure I don't make a careless mistake. 196 is 2 times 98. 98. Let's keep going down here. 98 is 2 times 98 is 49. And of course, we know what that is. So notice we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So this is 2 to the 4th power. So it's 16 times 49. So A is equal to the square root of 16 times 49. I picked those numbers because they're both perfect squares. So this is equal to the square root of 16 is 4 times the square root of 49 is 7. It's equal to 28. So this side right here is going to be equal to 28 by the Pythagorean theorem. Let's do one more of these. Let's do one more. It can never get enough practice. So let's say I have another triangle. I'll draw this one big. There you go. That's my triangle. That is the right angle. This side is 24. This side is 12. We'll call this side right here B. Now, once again, always identify the hypotenuse. That's the longest side, the side opposite the 90-degree angle. You might say, hey, I don't know that's the longest side. I don't know what B is yet. How do I know this is longest? And there, in that situation, you just say, well, it's the side opposite the 90-degree angle. So if that's the hypotenuse, that right there is the hypotenuse, then this squared plus that squared is going to be equal to 24 squared. So the Pythagorean theorem, b squared plus 12 squared is equal to 24 squared. Or we could subtract 12 squared from both sides. We say b squared is equal to 24 squared minus 12 squared, which we know is 144. And that b is equal to the square root of 24 squared minus 12 squared. Now I'm tempted to use the calculator, and I'll give in to the temptation. So let's do it. The last one was so painful, I'm still recovering. So 24 squared minus 12 squared is equal to 24.78. So this actually turns into, let me do it without a, well, I'll do it halfway. 24 squared minus 12 squared is equal to 432. So b is equal to the square root of 432. And let's factor this again. We saw what the answer is, but maybe we can write it in kind of a simplified radical form. So this is 2 times 216. 216, I believe, is a, let me see, I believe that's a perfect square. So let me take the square root of 216. So 216, let's just keep going. 216 is 2 times 108. 108 is, we could say 4 times what? 25 plus another 2, 4 times 27, which is 9 times 3. So what do we have here? We have 2 times 2 times 4. So this right here is a 16. 16 times 9 times 3. Is that right? I'm using a different calculator. 16 times 9 times 3 is equal to 432. So this is going to be equal to, b is equal to the square root of 16 times 9 times 3, which is equal to the square root of 16, which is 4, times the square root of 9, which is 3, times the square root of 3, which is equal to 12 roots of 3. 12, so b is 12 times the square root of 3. Hopefully you found that useful. Let's now talk about what is easily one of the most famous theorems in all of mathematics, and that's the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem. And it deals with right triangles. So a right triangle is a triangle that has a 90-degree angle in it. So the way I drew it right here, this is our 90-degree angle. If you've never seen a 90-degree angle before, the way to think about it is if this side goes straight left to right, this side goes straight up and down. These sides are perpendicular, or the angle between them is 90 degrees, or it is a right angle. And the Pythagorean theorem tells us that if we're dealing with a right triangle, let me write that down. If we're dealing with a right triangle, not a wrong triangle, if we're dealing with a right triangle, which is a triangle that has a right angle or a 90-degree angle in it, then the relationship between their sides is this. So if this side is A, this side is B, and this side is C, and remember, the C that we're dealing with right here is the side opposite the 90-degree angle. It's important to keep track of which side is which. The Pythagorean theorem tells us